Hello, my name is Austin Ralph, and today I'm going to be talking about supply chain management. In this presentation, I'm going to discuss what exactly supply chain management is, as well as the five components of it, activity levels associated with it, what does the software actually do, what are the functions of it, the relationships between different types of supply chain management software and other types of software, as well as the goals of this software, key features of it, as well as some advantages and disadvantages of the software itself. So first, what I'm going to talk about is what exactly is supply chain management? What is exactly its function? Well, simplistically, it's pretty much overseeing the materials, information, and finances as they move in the supply chain process. So through each process, supply chain management essentially lets business owners, planners, and whoever is in charge of this to oversee the flow of not only money but materials as well as information. And it can range in complexity, not directly, but it does relate to the size of the business. So larger businesses tend to have more complex supply chains compared to smaller sized businesses. It also allows for businesses to gain a competitive advantage because their supply chain is productive and efficient, allows them to push more products and generate more cash, so their businesses can continue to expand, and essentially at the end it will give them more competitive advantage. It spans all movement and storage of raw materials, work in process, inventory, and finished goods. So it moves throughout the entire process of the production process and the manufacturing process. The five components of it are plan, develop, otherwise known as source, make, deliver, and return. So in the first component of it, the planning process, the strategy is focused on profitable supply chains. So they want to maximize the profits generated from the exchange, and they want to manage the allocation of resources as well as the planning of resources. Which resources do they need to use to meet the customer demand? And also, they develop metrics to monitor the supply chains, such as efficiency, cost minimization, and high quality and valuable products. They really go into planning to have high quality products as the end, and their main job in the planning process is how to achieve that end. So in the second stage, the development stage, they build strong relationships with the suppliers of the raw materials. So they'll reach out to these suppliers and build relationships with them. So there's trust and reliability as terms as who's getting what raw material, how the process is going to work. And they also plan a method for shipping, delivery, and payment for these raw materials. So they develop systems of deliveries and whatsoever of these raw materials so they can be assembled and produced. And then the managers will put together processes for managing these goods, as well as the transfer of shipments to their manufacturing facilities, and as well as they'll go through authorization processes of supplier payments. So in the third component of it is the make component, where products are actually manufactured, tested, packaged, and scheduled for delivery. And this is the most metric intensive component. As I mentioned before, they really go into what processes need to occur in order for the best quality product, as well as specific details like profitability, how to minimize costs, and whatsoever are mostly centered around this process and component. And from this, they're able to measure quality levels, production output, and worker productivity to further assess if their supply chain is truly efficient. So number four then is the deliver process, or the component. And this is where customer orders are received, the delivery of goods is planned, and this is probably the more logistical component of supply chain management. It's where the coordination of order receipts from customers, as we said before, development of warehouse systems to store these products for delivery, what carriers is it going to be overseas, what companies are they going to use, kind of transportation, train, air, sea. So all these happen here at the delivery phase. and it also establishes an invoice system to track these purchases. Then finally, the last component is the return phase. It's not so much associated with the manufacturing process as in it's more customer service oriented, where employees will address customer questions and complaints with the products. It allows for flexibility and responsiveness for the team of customer service employees to have some freedom and solve problems with the customers and be very personable with the customers and develop strong relationships with the customers. And then the 3 activity levels of supply chain management. We've got the strategic, the tactical, and the operational, which all kind of coincide with one another. But the first one, strategic, this is where the high-level business decisions concerning the entire company occur, as to size and location, partnerships with suppliers, products to be manufacturing, as well as the sales markets that they want to target when distributing these products. And these activities also include building relationships with suppliers and customers, as well as integrating information technology into their supply chain, really getting that technological aspect backing their supply chain to maximize efficiency. So number 2 is the tactical activities. These focus on production of cost benefits, like the usage of best industry practices, development of purchasing strategies with suppliers, cost-effective transportation developments, as well as warehouse strategies. So these all want to minimize costs and maximize profits at the very end and maximize efficiency. In this stage, they also research market competition and also assess production delivery decisions as well in the tactical activities. And then the third and final one is the operational, which affect the flow of products along the supply chain. It's where the making of schedules, changes to production, purchasing agreements with suppliers also occurs. Under these activities, the taking of orders from customers. It's more the logistics as well as the in and outs of purchasing between the clients, customers, or consumers and the actual operational team. And these are the daily management of the supply chain, so making the schedules, assessing the inventories, whatever it may be. These are where the daily oversight of the supply chain occurs with these operational activities. And what does this supply chain management software actually do? Well, it gives each of the 5 components that I described before more adaptability and more options. So each component has dozens upon dozens of specific tasks, and some of these tasks have specific software. Some of the software has chunks of it combined, but there's no universal software. So there's many different versions of supply chain management software, and it's up to companies in the end to choose what best fits them. But there's chunks of each software found in every form of software. So it's really up to them as to what application really works best for them. And it focuses on accuracy and reliability, as well as it has a high dependency on software for proper supply chain management operations. So it really is is the center of the supply chain and its productiveness. So relationship between ERP, CRM, and supply chain management. ERP integrates information into a single application. So it kind of combines all the aspects of all these programs into one application, but it's more expensive and difficult to do so, but it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. So it gets everything together, and it very productive and very nice for business owners. It's very convenient, but it's also very expensive and it's very hard to understand. And the software integration with the internet is also becoming a huge thing. The internet drives demand for integrated information. So the internet is pushing companies to get more integrated and to see what the power of the internet can do for their supply chain specifically, but more so their company, and maximizing that profitability and productivity. And then the goals of supply chain management software, practices before introduction of the internet. So there wasn't really like a whole lot of integration with software and supply chain management. It was a long process. It was a grueling process for management teams to kind of oversee the ebb and flow and constant movement of these products, raw materials, and money. So the current practices and present day operations really give business owners and business planners great tools in order to oversee the operations of their business and know specifically what they're dealing with and what is going on in the operation side of the business and manufacturing side of the business. It gives them a good representation of the effects on suppliers and retailers. So the relationships they build can either be good or small, or good or bad, as I might say. And it gives them an overall view of what they're dealing with as a company. And just-in-time manufacturing also gives them quality information on the um, of the productivity of their management cycle, and it gives them a lot of information on how well they are manufacturing, how productive they are. And then some of the key features of supply chain management, just to name a few, are inventory management. So managing how much inventory they have on hand, where is this inventory moving, like in the order management phase, where are these orders coming from, as well as the specifics, the logistics behind these orders, where is it coming from, did it come late, stuff like that. Procurement, and then logistics, as I just mentioned before, gives them really an in-depth picture as to how these products are moving and the specifics behind it. Did it arrive on time? Were there damages whatsoever? So they get a whole overall picture of what is going on in this phase. And then forecasting and planning, so they can plan more inventory. If one location ships more, or like in 1 month out of the year than others, they can allocate more inventory for that 1 month to that supplier. So it gives them a whole picture of what's to come, and it allows them to make better decisions on how to allocate their resources on hand. And then return management, so also managing the returns that come in, because I mean, customers don't always like the products and they like to return them. So there's systems are in place in order to systematically get those products back into a warehouse and organized in a way that they can then be pulled in and combined with the existing inventory in order to sell to other customers. And then finally, some of the advantages and disadvantages of supply chain management. Some advantages are that improves the supply chain network dramatically. It gives it more ease and flow, and allows products to move through that a lot more efficiently, and minimizes delays and enhances collaboration between business owners, suppliers, retailers, as well as employees and planners. It gives everybody great collaborative freedom as well as efficiency, and it also reduces costs. It reduces unwanted costs through planning and just brainstorming and trial and error, essentially. But disadvantages, the time, money, and resources. Um, Time is, as in, it takes a while to plan these, and it takes a lot of time to analyze all the data that comes in. These supply chain management, depending on the size of the business, can be extremely complex and very intensive. So the analytics team behind analyzing all these vast amounts of information that come flooding in from the supply chain spend a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of there's a lot of people involved in analyzing all this data and organizing in a way that it will give business owners and planners the right tools in order to make their decision. So in conclusion, supply chain management gives business owners great tools in order to properly make the right decisions in regards to their supply chain. It allows them to improve their efficiency, and also monitor how products and or uh, funds of money are moving through their supply chain, and how the specifics and logistics behind that supply chain. It gives business owners immense power and immense information for them to process and make proper business decisions that will benefit their company, make it profitable, make it more productive, and more customer friendly. Improve the brand image is a major part of companies nowadays, and this technology, this systems allows them to properly reach out to their customers and have proper customer satisfaction and customer support. So that is the presentation. Thank you for watching very much. My name is Austin Ralph, and thanks again.